He overslept. Common, go ahead and wake him. I get you out of here. Jimmy groaned and rubbed his face with his hands, slammed his feet on the floor but crudely jolted out of that mood as he jiggled and quivered in jerky motion. But then, he sneered, Ben? Get up. Ben stood up, tossing and turning. Streams of sweat ran across his face. Jimmy quickly touched his forehead. It was burning and hot. He rose slowly, breathing deeply. The silence weighed on him. He looked around. What's going on? What's the matter with Mom? Jimmy wobbled a bit and tried to keep it from him. I don't know what to say, except that Mom's getting pissed off, Jimmy said. What? Since when? Pissed off? Why? Said Ben. Something is out there. Something creepy, something I cannot describe, said Jimmy. You mean to say something like crap? You really believe that, don't you? Said Ben. Yes, I do believe it. I know you do too, said Jimmy. Me? This has got to be a joke, said Ben. No, said Jimmy. It was at this point that Clara got so nervous. She gripped her device that was hidden in her bra, reached in her jacket, grabbed another device, got to her weird box, brought another. She looked over at Ben, at his flushed cheeks and wide eyes, and then she got up and walked toward Ben, aiming the device at him. Hey, hey, hey. Back out. She looked towards Ben, and he looked back, shaking with his eyes wide open. Poor little Ben tried to duck out but yelled, Mom, I'm scared of you. Hey, stop talking. Get down now, hollered Clara. Ben was just crying. Jimmy's eyes snapped towards her and blinked. Mom? I know you're not gonna do it. Please, don't. Yeah, you're right, said Clara. I wasn't going to do it. She backed up her itchy device finger, held back her device and said, I've seen what men do. The hearts of men are wicked. 10 years ago, there used to be a bunch of us, but now, my friends, they're all running on the ground. What does that mean? Asked Jimmy. It means innocent people were attacked and injured. Our judiciary lost its taste for equal justice and orthodox logistics. Freedom was given to criminals and injustice was what the innocent suffer, but now their souls are seeking for justice, replied Clara. A little pause, but then she continued, I wanted to find out the cause of their injustices, but because I was surrounded by a bunch of liars, thugs, and cowards, I realized it was all this jumble mess. But as an FBI agent, I was a detective. I was over at the 125th, and not only that, but I took up with special crimes, which was just helping out with missing persons cases. So, I took a ran check and saw my colleagues laid lost in the woods. Their bodies spent all winter cuddling up in the forest, and all of them fell with their eyes wide open in fear. It looked like they were injected with septicemia, which ran through their bloodstream along with toxins, bane of woe. I know life is hard enough with full-fledged human beings. But wait a minute, Mom, what were their bloods used for? Asked Jimmy. They used their blood for rituals, and for political power and money, said Clara. Jimmy crying loudly, money. Power. That's it, huh? Jimmy cried. Yeah, she replied. They sneaked out at night to get a pack of blood from those victims. When civilization ends, it ends fast. What does this mean? Said Jimmy. They're coming. Jimmy blinked his eyes and started swaying with a low voice. What's coming, Mom? Those people that fell are coming back for those who made them fall. It just isn't time yet, said Clara. I don't understand, said Jimmy. I know, said Clara. Last month, thousands of lives were shattered, and almost everyone knows who the killers were. Just last week, the number of homicides was increased by 30%. That was why your dad brought us here for safety. Oh no! So you knew about this, Mom, Jimmy sneered. No, she replied, I didn't. I mean, it just occurred to me. You know, all these weird cases, ghost attacks make sense now. Yeah, it makes a bunch of sense, said Ben. Yeah, that's right, said Jimmy. All tearing bitterly, they were left looking at each other. Then Ben passed a hand through his fair hair and spoke. Well then, what's next? Here, take the device, said Clara. Kill me. Ben shrieked and scorched off down the imagination as he felt himself being thrown against a wall. Wait, hold on, I mean... What? Ben leaned over the table, staring at his mom. Mom. He panics. Kill you? Why? At once, she sank down on the seat, frowning, pulling off her black gloves. Hey. Slowly, she said, grab the device. If you'll just pull the device, on 3, we'll get through this, common. But then, Ben spoke up. No. Sorry, I can't. By now, it was open and shut that Jimmy needed some mature help, but didn't seem to be exactly stooping upon his mom's words. Nevertheless, Jimmy, somewhat bewildered, held his face with his fist and tried to brainstorm whether his mother had a temper tantrum or maybe she was just being puckish. Mom? I know you must have overrun his mouth for you to take him on like crap. You mean to tell me like crap? Clara interrupted. Not quite exactly, said Jimmy. Ben is only young and doesn't seem to understand much the bee in this world. Stop talking, said Clara. You don't know what Ben knows. She paced a bit more. There is something weird and creepy about Ben. Ben has some weird secret you're yet to find out about. I don't understand, Mom, said Jimmy. Ben is only younger, but I'm older, and what the bee are you trying to say? He sank down in a chair and continued, we're all going to fall. Stop talking, said Clara. You're making this harder. A little pause, but then she continued, we'll have to calm down, said Clara. I'm also tired of the wonder. Wonder, screamed Jimmy. Yeah, said Clara. I'm already getting frustrated. And could you please stop repeating everything? It's only gonna make you weird. Alarm sounding. Door creaking. They could hear moaning and groaning at the door, except Ben, who could hear something different. He could hear an urgent scramble and could envisage the scene happening around the door. Ben could hear the tussle on the door. His eyes were glowing with rage. Then, more growling, then a shriek. Seconds passed, a low snoring, the calmness was noticed, but then the door opened. Immediately, Clara turned to Ben and mumbled, SHH. Don't get freaked out, control yourself. Ben was so freaked out, he couldn't hold it any longer. He was so freaked out and confused that he began to speak in strange tongues. Ben? Clara cried out, where did you get that from? What's he saying, Mom? Asked Jimmy. Just stop talking and let me think, said Clara. She quickly grabs her phone and pounds her hands over her face with a stifling voice. They're coming. What's coming, Mom? Asked Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy. Could you please stop repeating everything? Don't be a silly boy, yelled Clara. At once, she brought out her devices, gave one to Jimmy, one to Ben, and laid hold of another and said, Ben? I gave you this device and asked you to use it, but you didn't because you want me and your brother alive. I don't know what the bee is going out there. Whatever happens, always remember to stay close to me, okay? What? Jimmy screamed, what's going on, Mom? Shoo. She rustled, you have your device, chap.